G'day trendsetters, this video is not concerning the beautiful Framework Bicycles custom gravel bike, rather the group set fitted to it. I first learned of Shimano working on their 12-speed GRX Di2 system when I attended the mechanical GRX 12-speed camp during 2023. And here we are today. The covers are off, the embargo is lifted. The Shimano GRX Di2 12-speed drivetrain, otherwise known as RX 825. This drivetrain is semi-wireless. I'll cover those details in a moment, and this is not a review, rather a first quick look and features video at the drivetrain. A review will be coming later, and something I must state immediately, Shimano has not launched one by GRX Di2 for 12-speed at the time of this video, but they tell me it's in the works. A moment ago, I alluded to semi-wireless. This new GRX Di2 12-speed system follows the same architecture as the road group sets by Shimano, the latest 12-speed variants that is, being 105, Ultegra, and of course Dura Ace. If you haven't caught how those systems work, and incidentally I do have a review of Ultegra Di2 12-speed linked in the description below and on screen, these systems wirelessly connect the front end of the bike to the front and rear derailleurs in this case. That means these two shifters for GRX both have a battery inside. In fact, this latest version of GRX Di2 has two batteries inside each shifter. They're both coin cells, namely the 1632, and they wirelessly communicate with the front and rear derailleurs. So therefore you eliminate the junction box and that sort of stuff from the front end of the bike to the rear end of the bike. However, the front and rear derailleur are still wired physically to the battery that resides inside that seat post. That means there's a single wire running from the rear derailleur to the battery and another wire running from the front derailleur to the battery. Obviously, this configuration has drawn some ire, some grumpiness from some people in the general cycling community, but the big draw to this configuration is much longer battery life versus relying on smaller batteries for each component. Speaking of battery life, Shimano estimate you'll get about 4 years of use from each of these shifters. The slightly redesigned 12-speed wireless shifters still retain their supreme comfort from their 11-speed counterparts. Of course, now they're wireless. You get a similar ribbed surface on each of the hoods of each shifter, and each lever blade has the same anti-slip coating as the 11-speed variant. Shimano states these new shifters are optimized for flared handlebars, but I'm here to tell you they work just fine, perfectly even with traditional drop bars without any flare, such as on the Framework bicycle to my right. New and redesigned shifters also feature the option of satellite shifter buttons, just like the original 11-speed versions. In this case, there are 3 different lengths available. This bike is kitted out with the shortest length, which enables you to configure a sprinter type shift, meaning you can change gears by default up and down on the rear derailleur. The medium length allows you to position those shifters towards the top and center of the handlebar, so very comfortable shifting using your thumbs in that manner. And for those who like to run aero bar top extensions, the longest length will allow you to run a shifter on the end of those extensions. That accounts for 1 of 2 ports on each of these shifters. The second port is designed for firmware updates to the shifters themselves. Whilst you can update the firmware wirelessly using the Shimano eTube app, if you need to update the firmware on the shifters, you need a physical cable. Alternatively, if you desire to run a fully wired, no wireless configuration whatsoever, that port is available to run your shifters wired style to the rest of the drivetrain. With the updating of this system, the rear derailleur becomes the brains of the system's operation. That means it adopts the same architecture as I mentioned earlier, the road derailleurs. There is one button on the rear derailleur to place the derailleur into Bluetooth pairing mode, adjustment mode, etc. The smallest cog the rear derailleur will support is 11 teeth, and the largest cog 36 teeth. Off the top of my head, the 3 cassettes available are 11 to 30, 11 to 34, and 11 to 36 as fitted to this bicycle. I did ask Shimano, are there plans for an 11 to 40 cassette? And they said, no plans at this time, if ever. That is a bit disappointing, I have to say. I have run 11 to 40 in the 11-speed configuration with my GRX Di2 drivetrain, and it works just beautifully. A bit of a tweak at the B screw, Bob's your uncle. I have a video concerning that linked on screen. And now is a good time for a shifting demonstration of the new rear derailleur. Finally, the revised rear derailleur utilizes the same clutch type technology as the older 11-speed model and charges using the same port as the 12-speed road variants. Onto the front derailleur, aka FD-RX 825, it uses the same 17-tooth difference as the older 11-speed version. That means your stock chainrings, in the case of this configuration, a 48-31 pairing, there is a 17-tooth difference, which is the maximum this derailleur will cater to. Of course, the derailleur will work perfectly with a 46-30 chainring configuration, which is also available later in 12-speed for this drivetrain. Incidentally, if you didn't catch it, this crankset for the 12-speed system is the same as the 11-speed system, the only difference being revised chainring, so that means you can update your 11-speed crankset to 12-speed if so inclined. And now is a good time for a shifting demonstration of the 12-speed GRX Di2 system with the front derailleur. Also dropping today, a new firmware update option for any 12-speed Di2 2x system. It's known as Front Shift Next. Long story short, it allows a single switch to control the front derailleur. In the case of this shifter here, I could assign Front Shift Next. One button press will drop the chain from the big to the small chainring. Another button press will force the front derailleur to shift the small chainring to the big chainring. I used this functionality at the recent Stetner's Pay Dirt in Carson City, Nevada. It was fantastic. This new functionality frees up a button for you to assign however you like. Regarding the braking, the GRX hydraulic calipers are the same as those launched with the mechanical group set during 2023. You get wider pad clearance between the rotor and other features. I've only had a few rides on this drivetrain, nowhere near enough to post a proper review that will come later. However, after running it at the 2024 Stetner's Pay Dirt in Carson City, Nevada, my initial thoughts are this system shifts as fast as the equivalent road systems, the semi-wireless 12-speed road systems that is. It seems to shift as fast, I can't tell the difference between a wired and wireless system. The shifts are bomb-proof accurate as you would expect from Shimano, and thus far reliability has been bang on. On to pricing, a complete Shimano GRX Di2 12-speed 2x drivetrain, aka RX 825, will set you back about US $2,533. I assume we'll be seeing this group set fitted out OEM style to some bikes. Availability of the group set should be sometime soon. I understand group sets have been shipping out from the factory since March of 2024. So there you have it, trendsetters, my presentation video concerning the brand new to market Shimano GRX Di2 12-speed drivetrain, otherwise known as RX 825. I will be posting a long-term review later, but between now and then, please like, follow, subscribe, all those good things. The Gravel Cyclist entities such as Facebook, Instagram, etc. I like to post teaser images as my reviews progress, and of course, you'll get to see this beautiful Framework Bicycles custom gravel bike in action as well. Of course, I have a video concerning a first look at this bike from the frame and the fork and so on, and here it is in its complete form. As always, thank you for watching. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing to the Gravel Cyclist YouTube channel for interesting product reveals such as this one. No bullshit gravel bike reviews, other product reviews, ride experience videos, and my favorite, where's the bloody dog at? Often involving a dog chasing me or something like that. The toy dog welcome wagon. Oi, what's going on? Morning. General madness. Yes, as all of it is released to the channel. I'll see you. Where did the Florida sunshine go? In the next video.